title of my presentation that I'm about to give you is Why Not Legalize? I'm going to start off by asking, why should marijuana be legal? Some say yes, others say no. Although, has anyone ever thought that a person while driving while high is pretty much being the same as being intoxicated with alcohol? Because you're still not completely 100% focused on the road. The reason why I'm presenting this to you is because I want to persuade you to not help the legalization of marijuana in any states. The following is one of John Hawkins' reasons why marijuana shouldn't be legalized. A recent Northwestern University study found that marijuana users have abnormal brain structure and poor memory, and that chronic marijuana abusers may lead to brain changes resembling in schizophrenia. The study also reported that the younger the person starts using marijuana, the worse the effects become. And in some reporting against marijuana legalization, the American Medical Association said, heavy cannabis uses in adolescents causes persistent impairments in neurocognitive performance and IQ, and used in associated with increased rates of anxiety, mood, and psychotic thought disorder. Marijuana shouldn't be legalized because it can affect you mentally, physically, and socially. I'm going to talk about how marijuana can affect you mentally, physically, and socially in each one of those categories. I'm going to start off on how marijuana affects you mentally. First of all, I want to start off with a personal experience. My sister got into smoking weed, and it led to her not being herself anymore. It changed the way and how she thought. She didn't think correctly. She always forgot what she said. She never remembered most recent stuff, as if we went to McDonald's yesterday, she didn't remember what she got. And it started off with just every weekend to almost every day. It's just not that one person like my sister that it happened to. It happens to a lot of different people out there. And it's just sad because you can just go around town and you can see the people who actually smoke weed and who doesn't. And to me it's just sad just to see that our world now is just coming to that, where at first they'd at least get in trouble for it, and now they're going to start letting it slide like Colorado does. The active ingredient in marijuana acts in the part of the brain called the hippocampus to alter the way information is processed and how memories are formed. Animal studies have shown this particularly true while the brain is still developing. Specifically, why the legal smoking age is 21 in the states that legalized it. I found this on Business Insider. It's a website that I found on Google. This blockage of memory formation can cause cognitive impairment in adulthood if use happens during adolescence, at least in rats. It can also quicken age-related brain cell loss through marijuana, has been shown to help slow the process of Alzheimer's disease. It doesn't take much to go on Google and just type in how marijuana affects you mentally, because it just pops up thousands of reasons why and on what can actually happen to you on the effects of your brain, your mental part, on what it actually can do. So after you know something about the mental effect, I want to talk to you about how it can affect you physically. Within a few minutes after inhaling marijuana smoke, an individual's heart rate speeds, the bronchial passages relax and become enlarged. The blood vessels in the eye expand, making the eye look red. The heart rate is normally 70 to 80 beats per minute, and it may increase 20 to 50 beats per minute, or it may even double in some cases. Taking other drugs with marijuana can definitely amplify this effect. Limited evidence suggests that a person's risk of a heart attack within the first hour of smoking marijuana is 4 times his or her usual risk. The observation could be partly explained by marijuana raising blood pressure, in some cases the heart rate, and the reducing blood's capacity to carry oxygen. Such possibilities need to be examined more closely, particularly since the current marijuana users include adults from the baby boomer generation who may have other cardiovascular risks that may increase their vulnerability. The beforehand statement is a passage out of an article by National Institute on Drug Abuse. This is scary stuff, I tell you, and why would anybody just want their normal heart rate to just increasingly jump up? It's just kind of common sense that will actually that's just not good. Acute presence during intoxication impairs short-term memory, impairs attention, judgment, and other cognitive functions, impairs coordination and balance, increases heart rate, psychotic exposed, some persisting longer lasting than intoxication, but may not yet be permanent, impairs memory and learning skills, sleep impairment, and some long-term ones it can lead to severe addiction. Sorry for a second, a couple seconds. Can lead to addiction, increases the risk of chronic cough, bronchitis, increases of schizophrenia in vulnerable individuals. And it also may increase the risk of anxiety, depression, and motivational syndrome. These are also some effects from the National Institute on Drug Abuse. It's just a fact of why would anyone want those effects on their body? I wouldn't, and why should you? After that, I think I should move on to the next and final topic I want to persuade you about. My last topic I want to stress on you is about how marijuana can affect you socially. I once had a friend, and me and him were pretty close, and he got into marijuana, and we just kind of separated, and that's just, right there, that just ruins you a little bit socially, and there's some people that didn't like that idea, pushed him away, and he ended up going to people that did smoke with him, and that just led to more drugs and more abuse, and it just pushes you away from the good people and pushes you to the bad people. And therefore, I don't want any of you to get into marijuana because you're all good and very smart people, and you or I shouldn't have any of these effects take place on you just because of a drug that you tried once and now addicted to. Now, after you know some effects about marijuana, you shouldn't let it be legal. Marijuana shouldn't be legalized because it can affect you mentally, physically, and socially. And they are all true whether you believe it or not. The reason why I chose all of you as my audience because whether you're in high school or college or even an adult, you shouldn't let people peer pressure you into trying marijuana because now you know some of the effects of happening even just after the first time using it. My call for action is to start a group that will publicly stress the topics on billboards and that will help people not want to legalize marijuana. My professional closure about this is that my topics that I wanted to persuade you on, and I thank you all for listening. Don't give in so that we cannot legalize marijuana, and that plus you won't have to deal with the effects. Thank you.